We don't wanna be enemies. I go men with me, I go wings. You gon' step in my ship, you gon' mess with the king.
Welcome to more Fanime. What's up, everybody? Today I want to talk about One Piece chapter 1077. Yes! Finally got the chance to read that bad boy this morning as it dropped with a fan English translation, so it's not even out yet. It comes out this Sunday. I'm very not so excited about it. I don't know. It kicks off with a cover story of Judge, our boy Judge Vin Smoke, and Caesar Clown. I still don't like his last name being Clown, since we already got a major clown, Mr. Buggy, who we haven't seen in forever. I can't wait to see the Cross Guild again. But they're out of their memory. The last few cover stories have been them remembering being part of MADS, and mostly about Vegapunk's ascension into the world government and whatnot. So I'm not 100% sure what Oda's plan is here with Judge and Caesar. I'm hoping that they become the new mad scientists for the world government. They make the most sense. I mean, why not? What else are you going to do with them? They got to pick a side. And in this cover story, it's basically them just saying, oh yeah, we kind of see eye to eye. Same with Queen. We all kind of wanted to make weapons of mass destruction and take over the world. And, you know, fame and fortune and all that. The only person who was in our way was Mr. Vegapunk. Why are we fighting each other? Took them a long time to figure that shit out. But, you know, they're buddies again, it seems like. I assume they're going to unite their geniuses together. Maybe we'll get an arc with them as a major antagonists down the line. Maybe combined, they can put their brains together and come up with a way to compete against the Straw Hats. Or maybe they team up with another warlord instead of the world government. Maybe they go team up with Blackbeard. There's chances. I have a feeling Oda wouldn't have spent so much damn time on this cover story or on developing Judge and Caesar if he wasn't going to do something with them. I doubt they're gonna. They can't be pro-tags at this point. I have an assumption that they're gonna end up on the wrong side of the coin, whether that's working with an enemy pirate or working with the world government. They're gonna be doing something bad. But we all want to see them get their asses kicked for what they've done in the past, especially Judge, you know, abusing our boy Sanji, and Caesar for literally causing genocide amongst children and whatnot, and experimenting on them and all that bad stuff that he did at Punk Hazard. But yeah, those two have united. They have done the handshake from Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger and whatnot. They are going to be a dynamic duo. Maybe they'll go pick up Queen. Maybe Queen, who is possibly being put into Impel Down if our boy Green Bull did actually take Queen. Oh my God, Green Bull. Last time we saw him was technically at Wano, and now he's escorting Weevil to Impel Down, or some kind of lockup scenario involving Weevil. But you know, we haven't seen him for a while either. This chapter kicks off, though, with the Sentomaru, you know, the guy, the left-hand man to old Vegapunk, trying to get everybody off the island. He's explaining to the people of Egghead Island, well, there was this place. There was this place called Ohara. It's just a great story. You guys have never heard of it because it's been erased from history. You're gonna love it. They were erased from history by a buster call and whatnot, where the government sends an army of ships and whatnot, hundreds of soldiers to just destroy an island, and that's what's gonna happen here. Everybody here is going to die, because the government wants to basically erase Vegapunk, and the only way to do that now is to basically erase Egghead Island and pretend like it never existed. Just like Luisia, that just recently happened. I mean, I'm curious to why they are even bothering sending Kizaru God forbid, it feels like months ago, at least chapter by chapter, that we knew that Kizaru was on his way, along with Saturn, another of the elders, or one of the elders. The rest, I assume, are back at Marijoa. But I don't know why you would send them when we know for sure that Emu, the leader of the Celestials and whatnot, the King of Kings, he has some kind of weapon that can destroy entire islands. Maybe send that bad boy over there to blow up Egghead Island before the crew can escape. They could have already just evaporated most of them with one fell swoop. There's got to be a reason to why you can't use that weapon anytime you want. Maybe it needs to recharge after destroying the Lulicia Kingdom and our boy Sabo, who we still have no idea if he's alive or dead. Probably alive, though. Maybe they have to recharge the machine. Maybe it needs a couple upgrades. Maybe it's just like overheated from blowing up an entire island of people and a civilization. Good chances. But either way, Sentomaru's telling them, hey, I got the Pacifistas Mark III out there watching the shoreline, waiting for this buster call of sorts, the super buster call, bigger than ever. All the crews are coming, all the Marines are coming to fuck shit up. And I'm not sure if Sentomaru knows that, but he does know the protocol that goes down with the Marines, and he knows that shit's coming. And we need to get out of here. All the women and children, all of you civilians, get out of here now while you can, because shit's going to go down. We're going to have a little mini war here. It's going to be a little mini Marine Ford if we don't get the fuck off this island. Then we jump to Luffy and the gang. Luffy, Zoro, Shaka. Was it Shaka? Yeah, I think it was Shaka. Lucci and Kaku still in a battle with S-Hawk and S-Bear, who just can't be taken down. This was a part that I didn't really like, is Zoro explains to the crew, to Luffy and Lucci and Kaku, I think that these guys have the same ability as the guy I fought back at Wano named King. When the flames are on, they are basically indestructible. When the flames are off, you can beat their asses. They can take some damage, you know? That's how I beat King. And you get to see Shaka explain, King, I don't remember a king, but did he have a Lunarian on his crew? It must have been, can't remember his name, whatever King's real name is. We experimented on him at Punk Hazard. We took his blood, and the reason that the Saferum all look like Lunarians is they have a little bit of some Lunarian in them, and that's what's going on. And what I wonder is, why didn't Shaka explain this when the battle began? Why did it take Zoro having to, look into his brain hole and figure out the facts? It was pretty funny, though, when Zoro explains, well, the reason I think this is because they have black wings, dark skin, white hair, and that's exactly what King had. And, Lucci, Kaku, and Luffy are like, why didn't you notice this sooner? And I don't really blame Zoro. He doesn't know all the facts, but Shaka does. Shaka knows the weakness of the Saferum. They should know something. And I also believe that, Shaka, if he really wanted to help, he should have some kind of kill switch. Why would they make these killing machines, these Saferum, without some kind of defensive switch of sorts? There's somebody, one of the Vegapunks, one of those satellites, somebody is commanding them to do evil right now. We don't know who it is. Is it other Saferum? Is it the buggy fucking crocodile Doflamingo Saferum? Are they running around, pulling all the strings? No pun intended with the Doflamingo Saferum. What was it? Flamingo, S-Flamingo, S-Clown, and S-Crocodile. S-Croc. Very possible, but they all seem kind of mindless. They do have their own decision-making, and we have seen the Saferum make decisions and have conversations, slight ones, mini conversations. They're really not my favorite villains. They aren't. I mean, we've been on and off with these Saferum for the last arc, fighting them, and then teaming up with them, and then fighting them again. And, they're kind of mindless drones for the most part. They don't really have much of a motivation other than doing whoever is commanding them to do. And the main issue is we don't know who that is. So they start taking them down. They start battling again. And I'll be honest, I was pretty fucking hyped when I saw Luffy teaming up with Lucci and Kaku teaming up with Zoro again. I think it was even more exciting in this chapter than it was the last chapter that they teamed up. I like seeing these combo moves. I always felt like Lucci was a character that one day could turn to the good side. I don't like the way they went about it, but they'll figure it out. I don't know what's going on with the rest of CP9, but I would like to know. I'm a big fan of the crew, the group, the CP9 group, who are now part of CP0. Where's Caulifla? Where's Bluno? Where's the Jabra? Those guys. Kimadora. I want to see all of them. I want to see them all, even the Chapapa, the owl fella, Fuka or something. I want to see them all, and I want to know where they're at. Maybe they'll come and save the Dizzy, since they all now have armament and observation hockey abilities. Would be cool to see them back in the fray. So the fight continues there. We get to see Nami coming in looking hot. Coming in hot with the power from Zeus, blasting directly through S-Shark, S-Jinbei, and looking like he was taking them down. But Jinbei uses the swim fruit, swims underneath the ground, and goes to attack Nami. And Nami screams like, "Shit, I'm gonna die," and is very scared, and also had a lot of trepidation about actually fighting the Saferum in the first place because it looks like a child and it looks like their friend Jinbei. Understandable. Not a real child, it's just a crazy monster killing machine. But you know who doesn't have a problem with effing this machine up? Is our boy Sanji, one of my favorite characters in the entire series. Sanji comes in hot, starts laying down laws, saying, rule number 1, don't mess with Nami. Rule number 2, don't make Nami cry. Rule number 3, don't make her scream. Rule number 4, don't make her be scared. Sanji comes in with a badass savior moment. That's what Sanji's good at, saving the fucking day. He comes in kicking ace, taking names, and saying, you know what, Jinbei, I don't care if you're actual Jinbei. I don't care if you're a child. If you're gonna mess with Nami, you're gonna die. So maybe next chapter we'll get to see a full blown out battle between Sanji and the Seraphim. I'd be pretty stoked if Sanji was the first to actually take one down. They jump from there to our boy Usopp and Frankie trying to deal with their own Seraphim with help from Lilith, who has a bubble gun that has seawater in it, which can affect, devil fruit users, or the Saferum, who have devil fruit abilities. She starts firing this bubble gun, and it makes S-Snake weak. But S-Snake uses the power of her cuteness to turn turn Frankie into stone, and then turn Usopp and Lilith into stone. So now, for sure, I would have to say that Lilith is not the traitor. York is not the traitor. I'm starting to think it might not even be a Vegapunk. Maybe there's a 7th Vegapunk we don't know about. Another satellite, like just pure evil. Like an exact clone of Vegapunk. I don't know. Now that I mention it, I didn't see Stussy during this. And I think Stussy was with Sanji. And I didn't see Stussy fighting. Maybe I just missed it. Maybe I just skimmed over it. I did see Brooke get beat up, but I didn't see Stussy. Maybe Stussy's flopping again and is really turning on everybody and really is pulling all the strings. Maybe Stussy is a double agent at this point and really isn't doing this. I don't know. It can't be Stussy. They can't do that again to us. It can't be. I mean, Stussy's the only one that would make sense that might have the knowledge into how to take over these Seraphim in one way or another. But I don't think it is. It has to be Shaka. Shaka does end up leaving where Luffy and Zoro are and heads down some stairs. Just so happens to figure out where the Stella body is, where actual old man Vegapunk is. actually finds him and says, whoa, what are you doing down here with all these CP agents that I thought took off? Whoa. And then, we hear Vegapunk saying, well, who did you bring down here with you? And then before we even get a moment to even see this person, he sniper rifles, fires a gun through the skull, or I'm not even sure if that's a helmet or a skull, but he gets shot right in the head. Shaka goes down. The thing is, though, Shaka gets hit, headshot, pretty brutal, pretty, dark, pretty, I really do hope that Shaka is dead, or is actually pretending to be dead because he's the actual traitor. I don't think so. I think Shaka isn't the traitor after that. I mean, why go through all these elaborate, ruse to make him look like he's trying to help Vegapunk? That doesn't make much sense. Whoever is the actual traitor must be connected to Vegapunk, must be one of the satellites. I really have no idea who it could be. It can't be Caribou, unless he hired Caribou to fake his death here, just to really hammer in where I'm actually on your side. I don't know. But, we've had so many fake-out deaths throughout One Piece, and usually Oda makes up for it and has a real major sad death that happens at some point during the arc that makes you go, wow, I'm glad we waited for this death to actually matter. But there's so many fake-out deaths, it's hard for me to even get emotionally invested in the death of Shaka. I read the death of Shaka pretty much getting shot, and I was just like, well, he'll probably get back up. Even though he got shot in the head, he'll probably get right back up and be fine. Maybe eat some food, feel better. Drink some drink, feel better. Go to sleep, feel better. I don't know. I mean, Sentomaru's alive after we thought he was killed, and I really think Sentomaru's death would have been so perfect right there when Lucci came in and took him out. But, Sentomaru's feeling a role right now commanding the Pacifistas Mark III, so I guess he needed to stay alive. But that was a really unearned survival of a major strike that I think in a way makes Lucci seem a little weak. I know Sentomaru's a tough SOB though. I don't know. Shaka could be dead out of nowhere. If Shaka's really dead though, hype. Super hyped up. I love that idea. I love the idea of Shaka getting taken out of nowhere. We don't even get to figure out what's going on in the old Shaka brain dome. He's just gone ski. And then hopefully next week in the next chapter, chapter 1078, we find out who this fucking traitor is, because I am so sick and tired of pulling the taffy, Yoda. I'm so tired of it. Show me who the enemy is. Get Kizaru to the island. Let me know if Sabo's alive. Let me know what Vivi's up to right now. Get her on the crew. Get Vivi on the crew as an official fucking member permanently. She doesn't need to be a princess anymore. Give me some fucking answers and less questions, Oda. And I'm kind of done with the Saferum. I hope that Sanji comes in and absolutely obliterates Jinbei Saferum. Just take him out. Done with the clones, done with the Saferum. I'm ready for something new. I'm ready for the Marines to come in and show us how badass they are. I'm ready to see what happened with Blackbeard and Law. I want to see what the heck is going on with Kid and Shanks right now. Please do not off-screen that battle, Oda. Please! There's so many cool things happening that I'd rather see than the Saferum battling. I would rather see Kid and Shanks' battle fleshed out before my eyes. I would rather see Law and Blackbeard battling right now over what's happening right now on Egghead Island. I want to see where Bo Hancock is right now. The real one. Frankie and Usopp got turned to stone, so that's kind of shitty because I felt like this arc could have been Frankie's time to shine, being that he's a big Vegapunk fanboy. But it does seem like he's just been written out by being turned to stone, so we probably won't see our boy Frankie for a while. I'm hoping Sanji gets, some kind of win here. Sanji's had a lot of character development over the last few arcs, especially with, Whole Cake Island and whatnot. So he doesn't really need it. Frankie does. Frankie has a mysterious past that we all do not know and hasn't been explored, in my opinion. We know that Frankie's parents were pirates that abandoned him back at Water 7 years and years ago. It doesn't seem to affect Frankie too much. He doesn't really like them. But I'd like to know who they are. I'd like to know how he's connected to the world, in what ways. I don't know. Same with Nami. Nami was another abandoned orphan. Another character who I would love to see a deep, dive into. I want to know who her parents were. Is Nami secretly a princess? Very possible, but we won't find out this arc. I want to see Kizaru show up, and I've said this every week since he's been, teased. I want to see Kizaru show up and kick some absolute Monkey D. Luffy ace, and I love Luffy. But it's time for the Marines to come in and get a win. They need a win so bad. And then Garp and Kobe. We have Garp and Kobe out there dangling. We gotta see Garp kick ace with Hill Nepo. It's all going down, people. We're pulling the taffy, we're stretching these chapters out. It's tough going week to week. It really is. I reached, catching up by the end of Wano. I caught up to, where we currently are by the end of Wano, and I got to read chunks after chunks of this amazing story. But now that I'm reading one chapter every 1 to 2 weeks, it is tough to deal with on my psyche, because I just want to know all the answers. But I also never want this story to end, so I'm kind of a hypocrite there. Please don't forget to comment down below. Let me know what you thought of chapter 1077. I'll talk to you later. Oh, subscribe.